Your competitors are scared of you. The Morgan AI-powered Life, the king of closings. This Wednesday at 1 p.m. PST.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Katie Jensen. It's been quite a few days for the financial industry, including mortgage, after two banks abruptly closed. There's been a lot of uncertainty about where things will go next. And this all sets up a pivotal meeting of the Federal Reserve next week. The closures of Silicon Valley and Signature banks have left account holders scrambling. And it also raises the question of how this happened. Many, including pros in the mortgage industry, are pointing a finger at the Fed for its aggressive rate hikes. Silicon Valley Bank specifically ran into trouble when it needed money for deposits, but had to sell bonds, including mortgage-backed securities, at a loss. Just this week, Fannie Mae postponed a $526 million credit risk transfer security. Fannie says it will have to make the transaction when the market settles. Meanwhile, many in the industry want the Fed to halt rate hikes.
Well, in the real world, when rates go to 0 or $1 million, that mortgage you're holding gets worth more or less in the real market.
But not everyone agrees. Duke University professor Connell Fullenkamp says Silicon Valley Bank is an isolated incident and the Fed shouldn't react.
So from my perspective, it doesn't seem necessary to go to these extra lengths to really protect the rest of kind of normal banks.
We have some sad news to report on as we've lost a legend in the mortgage industry. Greg Frost Sr. died after battling a multitude of health issues the last few years, his son said on Facebook Tuesday. Frost was known as the first person to eclipse $1 billion in originations. Based out of New Mexico, he also routinely ranked among the top 20 originators across the country. Frost Mortgage Group is a division of Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated, and Frost was also Vice President of National Training for PRMI. Frost also played a pivotal role in the early days of the Mortgage News Network. He was the first supporter and hosted Grow Your Business, one of the first shows we aired. Frost would have been 74 this coming Friday. We'll be right back.
I don't have to be babysitting my loans. I don't have to be checking on everything. I get to spend more time with my family at the same time as I'm closing more loans. Join Sunwest Mortgage, and you're going to see that for yourself. It's the best experience ever, honestly.
Break free of the matrix of manual loan processing and underwriting. Use Morgan now.
Welcome back. At least one company is using the down market to grow its footprint. Guild Mortgage is on the offensive again, this time buying Cherry Creek Mortgage. And that will add another 68 branches across 45 states to Guild Retail's operation. Cherry Creek originated just over $4 billion in loans last year, and that includes nearly $570 million in reverse mortgages. And that may be where the addition of Cherry Creek has the biggest impact. Guild originated $18 billion in loans, but just $26 million in reverse mortgages. Guild also acquired Legacy Mortgage last month and Inlanta Mortgage back in December. And finally, do you work for a company that is dedicated to helping LGBTQ+ people both in and out of the office? Proud, resilient, inclusive, strong, motivational. Those are all attributes of companies we're looking to recognize in NMP Magazine's inaugural Prism Awards. Now's your chance to be recognized. Nominations should be for companies that promote safe and inclusive workspaces and those that are supportive of LGBTQ+ programs such as fair housing initiatives. Honorees will be announced in the June issue of NMP Magazine. You could submit a nomination at nmp.com/Prism Awards. The deadline is March 24th. Welcome back. Here's what else is interesting today. Buyers continue to gain leverage in the market as now nearly half of sellers are offering concessions. Redfin says this is on top of sellers cutting their prices just to lure buyers in. This is a dramatic turnaround from the bidding wars we saw a year ago. In fact, Redfin says we're now seeing sellers offer concessions at the highest rate since the company began tracking the data in June of 2020. For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to mortgagenewsnetwork.com.